Hello, I am Bert Kosiski, and this is a preliminary progress report on the Living Donor Collective pilot project for the evaluation of living kidney donor candidates at 10 participating programs.
I have nothing to disclose. This work was funded by HRSA. Opinions expressed are our own and not those of the United States government. Although there has been a gradual increase in living donations, the availability of donors still falls short of the need. A major barrier to living donation is the uncertainty over the long-term risk to donors. HRSA asked the SRTR to conduct a pilot program to explore the feasibility of establishing a comprehensive registry to monitor processes and outcomes of living donation. Here we describe initial results of the pilot registry made up of 10 transplant programs. The first of 10 living donor programs began enrolling candidates in May 2018. All were enrolling by September of last year. Demographic and clinical risk factors were compared between candidates accepted or not accepted for donation using univariate and multivariate analysis. We estimated the 15-year and lifetime risk of end-stage kidney disease for candidates using the calculator developed by Grams and co-workers. Reasons for not being accepted for donation were also collected. This report of activity through the end of 2019, there were 1,549 candidates for living donation registered. A decision had been made for 1,035 of these. 46% were approved to donate and 54% were not. Of those approved to donate, most did indeed go on to donate.
Shown here is the time from registration to donation decision. The median time from registration to donation decision varied program to program from 47 to 120 days. Ethnicity matters. Of those who were approved to donate, 78% were white, while only 8% were black. However, of those not approved to donate, 67% were white and 16% were black.
In a logistic regression model adjusted for multiple demographic, socioeconomic, and medical risk factors, blacks had 57% lower odds of being approved to donate than Hispanics, whites, or Asians.
Socioeconomic factors were also associated with those who were approved or not approved for donation. For example, for those approved to donate, 71% were married or had a life partner, compared to 28% of those who were single, divorced, separated, or widowed.
In a fully adjusted logistic regression model, candidates who were married or had a life partner had 45% greater odds of being approved to donate than candidates whose marital status were single, divorced, separated, or widowed. Those who had received more education were more likely to be approved for donation.
In adjusted logistic regression, candidates who attended college or technical school had 49% greater odds of being approved to donate than candidates whose highest education level was high school or less. Candidates who had a post-college graduate degree had 68% greater odds of being approved to donate than candidates whose highest education level was high school or less.
Never having used marijuana was also associated with being more likely approved for donation. Candidates who never smoked marijuana had 43% greater odds of being approved to donate than candidates who smoked marijuana or declined to answer. Similarly, cigarette smoking was associated with being approved for donation. Although of borderline statistical significance in adjusted logistic regression, smokers had 23% less odds of being approved to donate than non-smoker. Lower systolic blood pressure was also associated with being approved for donation. A lower systolic pressure had a greater odds of approval than a higher blood pressure. Higher triglycerides, another component of the metabolic syndrome, was associated with being less likely to be approved for donation. Higher triglycerides, log transformed, had a lower odds of approval in multivariate logistic regression. We estimated the risk of candidates developing end-stage kidney disease using the KDIGO calculator developed by Grams and co-workers. Not surprisingly, the 15-year and lifetime estimated risk for end-stage kidney disease was lower in candidates approved for donation. A number of candidate characteristics were not associated with being approved for donation, although the sample size of this preliminary study is relatively small. Notably, the relationship of the candidate to the recipient, body mass index, and estimated glomerular filtration rate were not different in those candidates approved or not approved for donation. We also examined reasons for declining approval. Shown here are reasons for declining among those who had only one reason indicated. Medical risk and risk for end-stage kidney disease made up almost half. Importantly, for approximately 20%, the reason for not donating were not directly related to the health of the candidate. Hence, enough of those individuals could be ideal controls to compare long-term outcomes for those who do go on to donate. In conclusion, we found that it is feasible to track evaluations and outcomes of candidates for living kidney donation. Compared to candidates not accepted, candidates accepted for donation differed by demographics, socioeconomic status, and medical risk. There may be enough candidates who do not donate for reasons unrelated to medical risk to be suitable controls for assessing long-term outcomes attributable to donation. Important events such as end-stage kidney disease are few and may only occur years after donation, making it necessary for all living donor programs to participate and long-term follow-up to be obtained. Feasibility of this will likely be determined by the willingness of programs to participate.
I would like to acknowledge all of our co-workers from the 10 programs participating in the Living Donor Collective project. And I thank you very much.